Morning. I'm standing here at the World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. Standing here because Washington was pivotal, as we know, in health policy, but also because World War II played an immense role, for better or for worse, in the development of American health policy. Several things come out of this era that are really remarkable. First, there is the McCarran-Ferguson Act, which actually starts right around 1945 after the war is over, that essentially says that one cannot sell insurance across state lines, any insurance, not just health insurance. Another piece of legislation comes out that actually creates the employer-sponsored tax credit for health insurance that later becomes, actually right now, the largest tax deduction the United States has today with $260 billion. It was originally started because of the conflict that is represented here by this memorial. Essentially at that time in 1943, America was building all sorts of machinery to fight a very earnest war, and at the same time labor was in short supply because people were overseas. Manufacturers asked for some way to deal with a wage freeze that they were facing to keep costs down for the government, and one of the things they got was the provision of health insurance where it didn't count as a taxable income component for a worker. They got that, and that recessionary period that people were concerned about lasted about 6 months. It was done by 1944, time for D-Day, Normandy, and moving on for victory for the United States and other allies. At the same time, though, that provision stayed in the law for quite some time. Matter of fact, in 1954, it was codified as law in the Revenue Act of that year. And today, it's made a huge distortion. Last thing is that the medical innovation that occurred around this era with antibiotics and basically the elimination of tuberculosis in the developed world was staggering. It changed the way the medical profession looked at things, and from this point forward, people started to invest in the idea of National Institutes of Health Research, looking for cures for cancer and heart disease. And one last piece of that, though not necessarily investing in NIH to the same levels that they were prior to World War II and then turning it on, one of the other concerns was, can we now have health insurance for all, that was basically supported by the Truman administration. That was thwarted, probably the most effective thwarting of any national health insurance policy at that same time. Lots of allies, the American Medical Association playing a key role. Probably had its best chance in both 1946 and 48. It was defeated, and then from there on, this debate continues to this day.